I've had diabetes for 19 years. I did know that Gus was diabetic, and that made me think it might be a really good fit. I felt like he needed me, and I needed him. He was surrendered to the shelter at age 8, being already diagnosed with diabetes, and I felt like it was important for me that I could really be there for him through the rest of his years, and he turned out to be something that I didn't really know that I needed. I was told right away that he was an angel pet, which would mean that I didn't have to pay for any of his medical care, that the Humane Society would cover that. Gus being an angel pet has really taken a lot of the burden off so that I'm able to spend time with him and not have to stress about how am I going to pay for the medicine that he needs. I really thought after losing my first dog that I would not have as much of a space for another one. But Gus really has my heart. I love him to pieces. I'm so grateful that I had the chance to adopt him, and I will be happy to hold on to him for the rest of his life, and he'll be quite content to stay here with me.
Being a senior and living at home here by myself, I thought, per the recommendation of another caregiver, she suggested, what about getting a dog for you? And I said, you know what? I'm not sure, but I would like to go there to the Nevada Humane and see. And I did, and I fell in love with every dog. I cried as soon as I got there and started looking. But then there was a special dog called Jasmine, and she was all by herself in the kennel, and she was looking up at me, and I said, I want to take her home with me. I love her. My wish came true. I was so thrilled. Yeah, Jazzy. It's absolutely wonderful being a senior on fixed income, that it's always nice to know that you have a little assistance here and there. And as a result of getting low-cost vaccinations and the fact that I got Jazzy at no cost, but the actual dog food assistance is wonderful, and you can always depend on them. About 2 months ago, I haven't been able to get there in 2 months, they gave us, for Jasmine, a 50-pound bag of dog food. Oh my gosh, I just about had a conniption because that's expensive. If I had to buy that, I might have to cut back somehow on my own food. The doctor the other day said, what are you doing? She said, to lose 25 pounds. Is your dog helping you? And I said, yes, she is. I love her to pieces. And I said, I'm not worrying so much about myself. I'm putting my, concerns onto something else. And she said, well, that's good. She said, because I can sure tell you've changed. Without Jasmine, without the Nevada Humane, I would not be the same person. Because it's made me bloom. It's made me lose my inhibitions about my own problems. And it's like it's the most wonderful thing.
I guess, I got lucky. I answered an ad on Craigslist through a veteran who needed help, and I adopted him 4 years ago, and I've had him ever since. Romeo's pretty vocal. We talk to each other. He says, Ma. That's how he meows. He goes, meow, ma, ma. The end of September, his meow was different. It was more like meow, and I'm like, okay, Romeo, you're a little loud now. Relax. And he kept doing it. And I said, something's wrong. and my son noticed that he was in the box straining. Unfortunately, financially, I wasn't able to bring him to an emergency vet, and they suggested humanely euthanizing him. He's only 4 years old. It's not like he lived his life, so I wasn't accepting it. So Monday morning, 11:01, I was on the phone with the Humane Society, and they told me to bring him in. They said, but if we take him and treat him, you have to surrender him. It was either let my cat die to keep him, or surrender him to get him the help and save his life. So I chose to bring him. But in the process, I was pretty vocal that I didn't want to lose him. And they made an exception. And they said, we will treat him and release him back to you. I left with a weight lifted off of me. Words can't express how grateful I am. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I might not have my cat today.